Hello. Friday stream. Jared. We're having a time.
Look, I got a little Tetris thing.
Is it easy to read the Tetris blocks? I feel like the monochrome ones are always harder for me to read than the proper.
Yeah, I have to find a screwdriver and put in batteries. So
We're playing some Cairn.
iron.
I've put a couple hours into it. I'm having a good time. I do have a bunch of the don't drive yourself totally bonkers stuff. Okay. I'm in a little cave. And I have to remember. So you can see the. I have unlimited stakes. I've turned on some stuff that will keep me, because I can, when you do that,
I'll take a breather.
you can just refill your stamina. I also turned off there's a hunger meter and stuff like that. There's a bunch of stuff that you can have that is kind of like the default, but I go no, thank you.
So, why does it say you only have 1 minute until you stop breathing?
I think it's the extra stamina. I don't think it's good. Does it say? Did it say you have 1 minute to stop breathing, or is it just lungs?
Yeah, there's like a little lung and it says 49.
I think that's.
48.
I think I just ate extra good stuff, and I have a minute of extra stamina.
See, visually to me that just says you will literally die in 30 seconds.
Yeah, but we started when after I had saved my game of doing stuff. So I made the decision to have the thing that will give me the buff. It didn't just randomly happen.
Okay. So, how is this different than baby steps? Or
it's story driven. It's story. So I would say it is a walking sim, climbing sim.
yeah.
You have the meditative climbing stuff for sure. That's a huge part of the game. But you're investigating. You find people along the way. You're exploring the space, which is kind of where have the part where it's real simmy is less.
I'm about to slip.
Okay. Yeah, there we go.
This just makes me want to replay Grow Home and Grow Up, which are the most Mario-esque versions of climbing. It's just you get a jetpack and it's super awesome.
You also have this robot with you who recalls, so you don't. If you're playing it with the limitations, that's more useful because it's this person is, or this robot is going to go back and grab the stakes you have. Because if you don't, if you just don't have the stakes anymore, you're fucked. Climbing is.
But don't you see? Stakes.
Yes.
It's a narrative game. Huh?
But also stakes the cut of meat.
It would be great if there was a game that was all about arcs, and you went on a character arc, but about an arc. Eh?
Yeah, sure. I have to remember how do I... Yeah, okay. That's how I did it. I can chalk my hands so that I have better grip. And...
What do you think's on the top of the mountain?
Well, I'm having a real trouble.
Pot of gold?
I'm having a real trouble because it's raining.
Dragon?
A Dargan.
The One Ring?
One ring to wind up. So, Jared, you're about to go to New Zealand.
Yes, and Do you want to know how long the flight is?
It's crazy, right? It's like
I was
18 hours or something.
I was notified today that it is the 4th longest flight in the world, and it's 17 and a half
No,
hours.
It
not now.
sucks.
Well, if you sleep for 8, it's only a 9-hour flight.
That's brutal. The longest I've done is coast to coast. Like, I've done the coast to coast one plenty of times.
And I'll say this: we're in the pod.
Mhm.
Have you seen the new airplane pods?
No. Is this for
So
rich
it's not
people?
a seat. It's like you lay down in a bed,
Mhm.
and it's like you get your own little like cubby. It's like not just like you're not sitting in like regular airplane seats.
Okay.
So you get to like lay down and like go to sleep.
Okay, well that's way better than an actual airplane seat. Because a fucking airplane seat is a nightmare, and I can never. The only way I can get any kind of rest at all is to just smash my face into the seat in front of me.
But yeah, I have a bunch of stuff loaded up. I would have really loved to have had eugenics. But that's not for another 4 days.
Yep, it came. The reviews came out, and it's crushing.
But I would say like I was so hesitant about this game because it had been in game development hell for literally since like Binding of Isaac had come out. Like they had been working on this like cat thing, and they just couldn't find like a gameplay nugget. They were like, "Hey, yeah, we made a system of these cats, and they like breed, and there's like, you know, like good traits and bad traits genetically." But they could never find like a gameplay hook to just like make it worthwhile. So like they try to make it like Animal Crossing, or Nintendogs, or Spore. Yes, hello. And then it took them years to figure out like, okay, what if we like crossed Rogue Legacy with like Final Fantasy Tactics, and like did like the job system and like, and so yeah, it truly like inspiring stuff to find out that it is just as good, if not better, than Super Meat Boy and Binding of Isaac and The End Is Nigh, which is a platformer not many people have played because it's very, very hard, but looking
Yeah,
forward to it.
it's not super my thing, but I do think it's a really impressive thing, and I've kind of talked about it a little bit on just the like chats, but how much I was initially really grossed out by it having messing with like eugenics in the name. I don't like eugenics. To be clear, bad. Don't do it.
Yes.
Don't do it.
Correct.
But now it's just like, well, there's this shitty world we live in. I just can't even be like, whatever. Fucking, what you're doing eugenics to cats. Fucking.
I mean, it is a perverse pun in its cleverness, but I think the aesthetic and the sort of themes that those games like to grapple with are the biggest of the big. It's like Christianity, heaven and hell, like necrophilia, poop, like dead babies, but then there's like 1,000 Easter eggs about video games and like, you know, the cool S that you would draw in the 90s. Like it is like such like an amalgamation of like 12-year-olds like sketches that like a game about cats and like they breed, and then sometimes the animation for having a baby is like them like doing a pentagram and like raising like a devil cat. You know, like it's like less intense in terms of like what the gameplay looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah, they're like ugly monsters that have like smelly flies or whatever, but like, you know, aside from the name, I this isn't looking to shock in the way that Binding of Isaac was.
No, it is called eugenics though,
I know.
which is a little, because it definitely, you feel like I don't literally know this, but you get the feeling that like the name has to come first, right? Like they thought they did like eugenics and then they worked backwards from that.
I don't know, because I remember seeing like tech demo stuff of the cats well before the name got established, so maybe it was the other way around. I don't know.
Maybe. Because like when was this? It was it like 2012 or something? It's something crazy long.
I'm gonna look this up. I mean, as far as I can remember on Twitter, Ed McMillan was talking about this game. Yeah, they were working on it in like 2011.
Yeah. And then it just got backburnered or whatever.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm looking at like the original art, and it's somewhat similar to what it is today, but like also like way worse. But it's like he was trying to make it like Pokemon, and then The Sims, and Tamagotchi, and then they just worked on a bunch of other stuff, and then a lot of board game things and trading card stuff. And then they finally figured it out a few years ago.
That's good.
And then today I was playing a lot of Neo 3, which might be the best Neo.
That's good.
Yeah.
How was the Neo? How'd the Neo go?
The Neo went extremely well. If you beat the demo before the game came out, you got like a cool hat.
Okay.
So I got to wear the cool hat. Yeah, it's an open world Neo 1 and 2 with like the same basic gameplay and the same basic weapons and the same basic enemies and the same basic everything.
So how is that not worse than Neo 1 and 2?
Because this is open world.
Right, but that makes it worse, right?
No, not really. But they've also took the problem with Neo 2, that Neo 2 had the most amount of mechanics and systems layered on top of each other I've ever seen a game have. It was too much. And they said, let's just rewind and strip all that back. So it is way fewer systems and mechanics, and it is much more streamlined and simpler. So it's like maybe the best place to dive in if you're looking for like a Souls-like.
Yeah.
It's like they polished it and they figured out some stuff, and it's maybe the easiest of the three, but that's because you can just you're not just like being punished. It's like, here's your level, here's your boss, load up the next level, beat the boss. This is like, yeah, just go anywhere and just like level up and just have a ball, find weird cool things and have fun.
See, look at this cutscene, baby. Is the game audio clear to you? Okay.
Are you not at the top?
Oh no. No. This is a series of mini levels. This is like a 13-hour game, and I like the in-game clock is like 2:14 or whatever.
It's a big mountain.
In my skivvies, in it.
I saw a fish go by. Now, why would you do that to yourself? Probably freezing cold.
Well, you haven't showered in a long time.
Right now? Are you serious? You couldn't wait? Go on, go ahead. Play your damn message.
Hi, Abba. It's 7 in the morning here. 7 in the morning. I just wanted to send you a little message to see if you were okay.
Coming through the speaker.
Things aren't
Is
great.
Naomi speaking to us?
I had to capsule back to the vet. They gave him a new treatment, but he has to take pills every day.
Is that ever confusing for
Hiding
you?
them in his food, but you know how stubborn he is. He'll eat all.
Is there a way for me to get turn off? I can't get it to turn.
No survival. If you turn that on, you immediately die.
Only the medicine. Our kitty cat is getting on. I hope he'll be around until you come home at least. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm bothering you with this. You need to focus. And I'm barging in with my same
Bye.
Happy now, robot? You've ruined everything. Right, come on. Let's just get back on track.
Come on, bruv.
You think she's warm enough? Because you're probably going to be going up to some very cold areas.
Yeah. Well, you also don't want to over. Yeah, because like you have the, things are cold. That's pretty. It's pretty. That's a pretty video game you got there. But you're also sweating. Your core temperature raises so high, so there's like you're constantly trying to like hit a middle ground because you can't. You do need to bundle, especially like when you're really really high up and you have the ice cold. You don't want your like limbs to freeze, but if you're hiking, you're doing incredible things. You can overheat yourself, so it's always like a complicated thing to figure out how to like keep the extremities warm but let your core cool down when you're doing like hiking and stuff in the cold.
I would just call it a day, be like, mission accomplished. I made it this far. I'll just go back down and go into nice indoor area with heat and air conditioning and
Oh, for sure.
toilets.
I'm not going to climb a mountain. I mean, like I've been in like Colorado where it's like these are mountain peaks that have like you can drive up them and then you walk a little bit. You're not climbing a mountain to get to it. You're driving up the mountain and you're going to like an area where humans go, not crazy people. Oh, motherfuckers have been here before.
This looks promising.
Free stuff. Has there been a stated reason for why this person is doing this?
Yeah, they want to climb the fucking mountain.
No, that's not a good reason.
No, I think that's the reason, is they're doing it for the same reason that people do it in the real world.
I've yet to hear a compelling case for why they would want to do such a thing.
No, I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm saying that that's the... So here's the bag. You can shake the bag. And then I can collect the chalk. Shake up the bag.
So what? Like, can you theoretically just run out of food?
Yeah, so I have all that shit turned off. But yeah, you can starve to death. And like your hands get bloody. I have that shit turned off too. I don't want to do any of that survival shit.
Well, I would imagine you'd have to start hunting wildlife at that point.
I don't think that's how that works. But you can.
You could be that way. You could be like trying to get birds and fish and shit.
I don't want to. So I'm just gonna get out. Actually, hold on. I can wait until daylight. How do I do that? I gotta wait.
Is there a pee button like that dog game for PS2 where you could like pee?
Or that one Hideo Kojima game.
Well, there wasn't a pee button, but yes.
I mean, a P series of buttons. But so here's the thing, Jared. You're gonna be on a crazy long flight. I always find that I'm preparing myself. I'm gonna load up some movies, or I'm gonna
Yep.
play a game, and then I'm just like,
Yep.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to on the flight. I'm just like, and then so like sometimes it will be like I'll relax at the end of the day, but like the flight are just like, this is a terrible place to play a video game. I'm so distracted.
What's going on inside of a plane that you're distracted?
There's so many noises, people getting up and down.
That's why you got to get a pair of these noise-canceling headphones.
I don't know. Have you ever climbed anything?
No. I mean, does like a rock climbing wall count?
Yeah, I did some of that stuff when I was a kid. I remember. I don't know if you know this because it's kind of regional. But do you know about Sesame Place? Okay,
Only Sesame Street.
it's Sesame Street, but it's like it's a theme park for little kids in PA, in Pennsylvania. And I went
Interesting.
when I was a little kid, and my parents were like, so one, apparently I got there, and immediately as soon as we got through the gate, I like ran away from my parents and immediately was like, oh, it's Cookie Monster, like, gotta go eat Cookie Monster. And then my parents were kind of like shocked that
So close.
there was like it wasn't even like a rock climbing wall, but it was like a big net, like I mean, for a kid, I'm sure an adult it is not that big. But for a kid, like it was a really big net, and I'm just like, I'm gonna get to the top. And they're like, this is so out of character for a little Grant.
That's funny. So why did you fall down earlier?
You lose your grip. You're in like, so you see all these like, I can't, I want to use my mouse. But you see like the crevices and stuff. You optimally want to get your tootsies and stuff and into the like the crevices and stuff. And sometimes you just have fatigue. So one of the things you want to do is you want to keep drilling stuff, and you can hop off, and that gives you some stamina. And you use some chalk to up your grip. But like if you're just really tired, or you don't have it, like, because sometimes you don't have, like, yeah, you want to get it so you have good grip, but sometimes to get to where you want to go, you don't have, there's nowhere to like really good to sink your hands into. See, you just kind of have to let go and let God here. You see, I'm about to fall. That wasn't good enough. That wasn't fast enough.
I think you should go up and to the left.
Yeah, the other thing is you can zoom out. I was trying to get up to that ledge, this ledge right here.
Yeah.
But I could go more to the left.
It just seems easier. Considering you have like infinite drill hole things or whatever.
Yeah. It's good, and like this is a good chill time that you can spend a lot of time just vibing out. And because it's you're doing an environmental puzzle, like and with that, like, you know, little bits of story in there, but like it's cool.
When she gets to the top of like whatever subsection you're trying to get to, how do you get all the rope back?
Robot. You got a robot following you.
Oh, that's right. Forgot about the robot.
Can't forget about the robot.
Also, is she not wearing shoes?
She's wearing wraps or whatever.
Not a shoe.
Don't you want to let your dogs dig into the granite, Jared?
This seems very much like Quap.
No, Quap is way more fucked. This is very straightforward. Quap is fucked up and impossible to play.
Well, how do you control each of your four?
It's it is the way it's set up currently. It's just goes to like the next like it picks, so like the next logical limb. You can turn on a mode where you can then like, no, I don't want this to be the next one. I'm gonna switch. I want to like switch modes until I get to the correct limb, but it is choosing which limb to give you currently.
Interesting. Your left arm's going. Okay.
And so you can also do like the move, and that gives you a little bit of stamina back.
But since you're doing this very heavily edited mode for yourself, can't you just shove a thing in like every 2 feet?
You can, but that takes forever. And that sucks. And it's not fun. Like, there's lots of things you can technically do. If you needed to do it, you could do it. But it sucks. There's eggs.
Cook up some eggs. Boy, you're gonna piss off a bird really, really badly.
Cutscene.
Hey! Hey, wait for me!
Percent.
This is the first time I've seen a real person.
Marco. Nice to meet you. Wait a minute. You're Ava, right? I mean, the Ava who reached the summit of the Giant's Needle from the south face last winter?
North Face.
I see you have your robot. Same one you had in the magazines when I was a kid. I knew you'd started your ascent of Cami a few weeks ago. I never thought we'd be on the same route. It's crazy. I mean, I've been a fan of you since I was 8.
And how old are you now? Aren't you a bit young to be climbing Cami on your own?
Just don't tell my parents, okay? I've been climbing since I was a kid, though. Don't get me wrong. I mean, not as young as you. Didn't you start when you were like 5?
3.
What's that?
First time my father put me on a climbing wall, I was 3.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I should know. That's in your father's autobiography. Legendary climber, too. Great guy, huh?
So they say.
All right. I'll leave you to it. See you on the wall. Sammy, let's go.
Sammy? What, you gave your robot a name?
Of course. Didn't you?
Yeah, give your robot a name. So you're telling me
Mm-hmm.
that this guy who knows who you are and is a fan of you just happens to be climbing the same mountain in the same particular spot at the same particular time?
Yeah.
And you didn't hear him or see him at any given point?
Nope.
I think you have a stalk on your hands, Grant.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I think this man is stalking you.
What's he gonna do? Kill me and leave my body on a mountain?
Yeah, no one just climbs a fucking mountain like this if they're not out of their minds first. And very dedicated. He knows his way around all the terribly gruesome tools he uses to cut you open.
But no, this controls like 1,000 times better than Quap. Quap is a huge pain in the, like notoriously on purpose is a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah, but at least it gives you the tools to like control, you know.
Oh! Oh, yeah.
Now Clop. Now we're talking. I can't believe that Bennett Foddy went from like novelty flash game to like stream sensation.
I mean, even his flash game stuff was sort of early
was-
internet, like people.
Yeah, it was
playing
before
WoW.
it was before like streaming was a thing, like a career path. Yeah, you want see the more craggly.
All right, so I have him up. He's got a postdoctoral. Oh wow, Princeton. He released Quap in 2008, so that's like YouTube. YouTube's a
Oh
thing.
yeah, you can like, and listen, as somebody who lived through it, there was stuff like Justin TV. Like there were ways to stream video on the internet, but it wasn't like an established thing that people did and watched all the time.
Its internet sensation made it one of the most recognizable titles following its popularization on burgeoning websites StumbleUpon, Reddit, YouTube. It then went to the Museum of Modern Art in 2011 and appeared on The Office in 2012. Body then served as the deputy director for Oxford's Institute of Science and Ethics.
Oh, not now!
Then he made a rock climbing simulator called GURP instead of Grip. And then Getting Over It was 2017.
And I feel like
he lives in New York, and his wife designs hats.
and I just feel like there's been 1,000 people who are like, I'm gonna rip off Bennett Foddy so people stream my game.
He worked on Ape Out. There's Multi-Bowl. Then there's Clop. Then there's VVV.
But he
on
didn't. He
top.
wasn't the main person.
No.
I'm sure he helped or whatever.
Yeah.
Who is the? What's the main dev's name for VV?
Harry E. Kavanaugh.
Yeah, Terry Kavanaugh.
Then there's a game called Bennett Foddy's Speed Chess. I want to play that. And it
And it didn't was Bennett Foddy not involved with those fucking with that like collection of games that you played with like on the like PlayStation Move? You know what I'm talking about? Like Johann Sebastian Joust.
I'm gonna use my passport for a flight. PlayStation Move. No, I don't remember.
Search Johann Sebastian Joust.
I remember that game.
Yeah, it was part. They eventually. So that was like, you could play it if you knew people for years and years and years, and then eventually they shipped like a collection of games like that, and that included Johann Sebastian Joust.
Yeah. I'm seeing this website, but he was not a part of that.
Okay, it's somebody else who similarly. What if games were weird?
Yeah. This is a Danish independent developer
Bring me the
collective.
pittance.
So we want to go in that fucking door, right?
Yes.
All right, I'll get started without the pile of scrap.
You got it. Cool.
Gotta renew my passport. That expires.
Yeah, I had to recently re-up TSA pre-check, and now I think I have clear.
All that shit is the worst, and I hate it. I also don't travel enough for any of that shit to make sense. Like, you travel...
You also got to get a
lot.
real ID.
Delaware's been on that real ID tip for like a million years. Like, it's been like a decade where Delaware has like the default Delaware license is real ID, and they keep because they were like, hey man, 2011, you better have a real ID, motherfuckers. And then it would be like, yeah, we don't count. We're actually not gonna do that. Woo.
Delaware. You have one that's similar, don't you?
I do. Oh my god. So here's the thing.
Wow, did my Delaware ID cause you to fall?
I was looking at your ID. So there's also like a rewind that you can. So that's what
Nice.
I did the rewind when I fell off.
Well, that'll be Bennett Foddy's next game, Falling Off with Bennett Foddy. all about falling down a mountain.
I'm trying to think about what the fuck is the one called where you're doing where you're rolling the boulder up the mountain?
Rolling the boulder up the
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, Patrick Klepek was playing it for fucking weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks.
some sort of Sisyphean task.
Oh, come on!
Oh. Yeah. Pushing it with Sisyphus.
Right on.
That sounds right.
The
Streamer bait.
meditative power of irritation.
Streamer bait. There was a moment there where video games were kind of fucking cool, like the Johann Sebastian Joust. It was like the indie scene was really doing some wild shit, and I feel like video games have been less cool for a while now. And because I think people are more desperate now for money. There's less like, let's just fucking experiment and vibe, and more like, oh god,
It's
how do we
nice.
make money?
Yeah, I mean, like, the issue is because all of these big platforms that used to have, like, real communities, a lot of them are gone. Like, Polygon piss posters or, like, you know, whatever websites used to exist. And there was, like, a big indie boom. But, like, now it's, like, people want to make, like, roguelike deck builders, and they want to make like AI slop, and they just want to make certain things, or it was like people didn't know necessarily what, you know, so it was like everyone was trying to find something, and now it seems like everyone sort of has figured out the indie scene, and it's just like, okay, now we're all pivoting to like friend slop, so now we're all gonna make 4-player co-op PC VR, everyone do a thing, and then something funny happens, haha, let's record it.
It's a bummer.
Like, it was 2017, we were like, Battle Royale? And then now it's like, well, you can't make one of those because, like, too late. You know?
But I'm thinking back to, like, 2009, 2010, 2011, 12, 13,
Yeah.
where it's just like, fucking video games, man.
And it was like, whoa, this is a really cool game. And it's on my phone. Like, that was like, wow, they did it. They made a great phone game. And then it sort of, like, went full circle, and now it's like, well, there are no games on phones, because, like, it's just fucking...
Yeah, it sucks.
It sucks. It's littered with, like, junk ads for, like...
The worst horseshit.
dumbest-
That's just to sell you to ice. Like, yeah, no thank you. This is a pretty cool cave.
But what secrets are in the cave?
Yeah, there definitely are secrets, I can tell.
Maybe that guy will show up with a knife, and you'll have to fight him to the death.
It makes me think of the Forest Cave in KOTOR. God, I love KOTOR. Why am I playing this video game instead of playing KOTOR? I think about it all the time where I'm just like,
That I can't answer.
I gotta play some video games. Like, I gotta think about stuff, and I'm just like, and then I'm like, I think of like Mass Effect. I'm like, oh shit, what if I replayed Mass Effect? What if I played Mass Effect again for the 800th time? Holy shit, you guys!
Well, you know what you could be streaming is, like, you could just load up any number of, like, emulators and, like, play, you know, like, Pokemon ROM hacks, or you can, like, load up stuff for PS1 you've never touched before, or... Oh, let me play Symphony of the Night for Sega Saturn with all, like, the new content.
You want to play Symphony of the Night? I don't want to play Symphony of the Night.
Symphony of the Night. It's the greatest game ever made. But, like, we're not just limited to, like, whatever's, like, new on Steam. Like, you could just literally load up an emulator and just let me just find like a ROM hack for like an old Fire Emblem that like changes up whatever. Like,
Yeah, and I'm also like I've been thinking and talking about trying to figure out Fantasy Star Online. Well, I'll get it working. It's gonna be a minute because I have to figure out how to get it. I mean, like, it's fine. I can do it. I just have to get it up and running on Steam Deck and then get it in my like streaming stuff, which is a little bit of a hassle. Whereas like a game on the PlayStation 5 or Switch, it's easy peasy to stream. Like, I can do that in a second.
well, you can also like technically just record your screen. So like,
Yeah, but like I'm on a Mac and it doesn't run. Like, I have to. If I'm running on a Mac or I'm running on a Steam Deck, I'm gonna have to fucking like hack it together.
that's your fault for being on a Mac.
No, dude, I have a computer for my other job, and it's when I just fucking hate it.
When I'm not traveling for 2 straight months, Split Fiction has crossplay, so you can play on your Mac.
Well, I'm playing. I already bought it. I bought it for Switch, so you can then play. You can just download the friend client or whatever. Yeah, no, we're gonna play Split Fiction.
But then It Takes Two doesn't have crossplay, so whatever platform you get it on.
I'm also
is the one
way
I have
less
to.
into playing It Takes Two than I am into
Oh,
Split Fiction.
we gotta do it. There's a French book, and a couple could be divorced, and then like their children cry tears, and then they like, oh, it's a whole thing.
Divorce just really bums me out, man.
How can you deny 2021's Game of the Year winner at the Game Awards?
It's so easy.
Hey, do you remember when Giant Bomb gave some fucking indie game Game of the Year that year, and like I'd never heard of it, and then like
I don't remember.
the Game of the Year awards for 25, they like redid that year.
Why?
Chicory. They gave it to Chicory, and I don't know who
What's
was
wrong with
working then.
What's wrong with
And then-
Chicory?
It was such like a I feel like the website was like falling apart at that point, so it was like a weird hodgepodge of people. And then like the 25, like one of the categories of the days, it was like, let's just redo 2021, and they like went through all the games or whatever.
That's bullshit. Chicory is good.
Here, let me bring it up. How I'm thinking about it. Giant.
Don't
Gotti.
relitigate. Don't like relitigate the past. It's stupid.
Well, I want all of their lists.
Nice little tubs. But I like the waterfall better.
Sounding like a robot over there. Let's get out. I wanna boot over to Pragmata for a second before we're almost done.
Oh,
The Pragmata
okay.
the demo is out. I've not booted it up yet, but we have a few minutes, so let's see where it goes.
All right.
What's your hype level on Pragmata? Low?
It's really low, and it's very hard to explain because all the individual parts on paper, you're like, new IP, space thing, little girl robot. I'm like, okay, it's like a Bioshock-ish. And you're like, Capcom RE engine, and you're like, whoa, okay, now we're cooking. And then it's like third-person shooter, and then separately, like, hacking minigame, and you're like, oh! And then I like watched the footage. I'm like, I don't want to do any of this. Like, don't rush me to do the hacking minigame. Let me shoot. Like, I want those things separate. I don't necessarily need them, like, at the same time. I don't like being rushed, Grant. I don't like being put on a timer. I don't like having to save Hyrule in 3 days. I just, you know...
But what if you did? What? Well, also, Jared, what if you weren't actually stuck to 3 days and you had the ability to control time at all times, and you could make time run slowly, or you could make time run quickly, or you could choose what day you want to be in at all times after like 2 hours playing the game.
If we can get enough people to support the website and the Patreon, I feel like one of these days it's going to be like a Saturday that like everyone I know is going to watch me like play through Majora's Mask for like a charity stream.
Molly
See
has
me, like,
Molly played all through all of Ocarina of Time,
yeah.
and she's at the end game of Wind Waker, and they just don't have easy access to Majora's Mask on the GameCube right now, but they want to. Her and her hubs.
Why don't they play an emulated version of it?
I mean, you can, but
Right, like the shooting, it's like, okay, like, fine, like, but it doesn't seem committed to being a third-person shooter with, like, movement and new guns and new stuff. It's like, no, the hacking minigame is, like, why you're playing, and it's like, okay.
I need your hack in here.
okay, I don't know how to actually do it. It's L2. I actually okay. Okay. I was trying to figure out how to do.
On it.
Okay. The controls are were a little bit wonky. Just trying to figure out how to do it because you're using the. It took a second for me to figure it out. You're using the face buttons as a D-pad basically in the hacking game. That's not bad. So you're just. Oops. Okay. Yeah. That's fine.
But do you want to do this for like 20 straight hours?
I don't know. I mean, there's lots of stuff that like video games are like, I don't want to do lots of stuff for 20 straight hours. But like, I don't know. I guess I'll see how it goes. It seems.
That's a secret. I'll tell you.
See, I'm like looking for something to do for 20, 30 hours. Like, I want to play Neo and just muscle memory, like just autopilot.
First, we get the power on. Let's move.
That's why I've been digging the Fire Emblem. So I beat the first one and I beat Sacred Stones.
Drives
and
me
I got back
crazy
into
that you call it the first one.
Yeah. You know what I mean.
I don't. I only know because we've had this conversation. It literally broke my brain when you first started calling it the first one. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Because in North America, it's just called Fire Emblem. That's all it's called. Like, it's the Final Fantasy 3-6 bullshit all over again. Anywho, I beat the 2 GBA ones.
Okay.
I went back to Path of Radiance on GameCube.
Yeah.
And like at a certain point, I just want to do missions. I just want to enjoy the loop, the grind, because it's very, very fun. And because I'm listening to something or whatever.
I can open it.
And this just looks like it would be too frustrating to like mellow out to. Because you're like, ah, fuck, he's chasing me, and I gotta do the fucking hacky thing, and it's gonna be like the same pistol for like 50 hours.
There we go.
I don't know, something about this just is rubbing me the wrong way, and I don't quite know how to parse it. I guess it's because it's like mixing a watered down puzzle game and a watered down shooter and like trying to like make it like engaging, and it's like no, like you gotta commit and like do them well. You can't just like
Okay. Doing some platforming. Seems alright.
what I'm saying. This just should have been Mega Man. This should have been Mega Man, and you should have a blaster for an arm and just boop, 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 boop.
I'm kind of just glad that it's a real game that seemingly will ship this year, because it, for a long time, it didn't seem like this was actually a video game.
I wanted Deep Down. I wanted that to be a real video game, and we're never gonna get Deep Down.
That one's not that good at long distances.
You're telling me that these robot parts, you can't just blast them to bits? You gotta like hack them first? What kind of a gun can't just blast a robot to bits?
I mean, if it has some sort of like computerized like shield system, how is that any different than like a ship? Like, oh, you gotta like a sci-fi ship. Like, how is it any different than like, oh, you gotta take down his shielding first before you can.
See, back in my day, you would point a plasma pistol at it or a needler, and you'd switch to a human gun with bullets to finish him off.
Try scanning.
Use a plasma rifle.
Q.
Use a
There's a
carbine.
terminal.
Beam rifle.
Okay. This seems neat.
That's two.
One more to go.
Okay, where do I go? So it wants me to go up there.
When is this even coming out?
I think April?
Kind of ballsy to put out a demo so early.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's late April. Why not release this demo early April?
I don't know. Keeps it in the news.
I mean, there is a Resident Evil game coming. I feel like that's probably gonna steal some thunder, so I maybe get that.
I will say
Out of the way.
they really should package demos with games more. Like, it's a thing. Like, I'm so shocked that they don't do it anymore, because it's like people have it in their head where like, oh, I'm gonna buy this bullshit thing because it's gonna have the Metal Gear Solid 2 demo in it, or it's gonna have the
Yeah.
Halo demo in it, or like, there's so much of that, and it seems like they've just stopped doing that, and I don't really understand why.
I can definitely say that because dev cycles are so much longer now, and there's no room for vertical slices for conferences or E3. I feel like a bunch of marketing people or money people were like, demos make people not buy the game, so stop doing them. And they just fell out of favor because of demo discs. Like, they're out of favor. Like XBLA, like those early days, like that's. But like having a good demo and it's like your progress carries over. Like it's been happening the last year or so, and it's like, you know what? I want this back in my life. I want some free fucking demos.
Well, like there was one of the things that, because we were recently recorded a podcast about like gaming memories, and one of the ones that I had thought about but we didn't have time to do was I remember there being a because I played a bunch of PC games in the late 90s and early aughts, and there was just a shit ton of demo discs at the time, and I played Commandos, and like I didn't even know Commandos, but it was on a demo disc, and I'm like, okay, and I'm like, Commandos is pretty cool, and then I just would go like, because it was some time after Commandos had shipped, and just went to like my EB Games and was like, can I get a copy of Commandos? They're like, nope, we don't have it. And I'm just like, oh, it's 1997 or whenever it was. I don't remember the exact date.
Yeah.
But it's like, yep, sorry, it's not here. And you go, oh, I guess I have to buy a different video game then.
Yeah, I remember there being a lot of hype over a Lost Planet demo for 360, and there was the very funny time that they released the Crackdown 2 demo, which was just the first hour. And there was a timer, but there was a way to like get the timer
break
to like
the timer, yeah.
stop.
Yep.
So you could just kind of like play way more of
Yep.
it than you were supposed to. I ended up buying Crackdown 2 anyways.
So it
But,
was fine.
Yeah, I really wanted to love 2 and 3, and I merely tolerated 2 and 3 because
Mhm.
1 was so good. But
No. Jared,
man,
you have a good flight.
Yeah.
Have a good time.
I'll
You'll be
try my best.
you'll be around the website. Just a different time zone. Yada yada yada. We have a bunch of recorded stuff that'll come up in the feed, and that'll be good. And then you'll come back, and then you have to go away again.
Pretty much all of February and March, I'm yeah.
You're jet
Uh,
setting.
Fine difference between New York and New Zealand.
It's like of a whole day, right? It's like
Oh, it's generally between a 16 to 18 hour time difference.
yeah, it's bad.
Eh,
It would be better
I
if
mean,
it was 12. Then you would at least go like, okay, it's noon now, so that means Jared's time.
if it's only a few hours on top of 12, then I just know that for me, when it's day, it's you night, and then
Mhm.
vice versa, and then like minors are plus the whatever hour.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap this sucker up. There's a bunch of cool stuff. We've had a bunch of great things on the website recently. We had a thing about the GameStop shenanigans with stapling Switch 2s. We had stuff about Castlevania and it being disappointing on the DS, or was it the 3DS?
It was the 3DS.
Yeah, 3DS. Yeah, it's we've been having a bunch of good stuff. So definitely check that out. If you want more content, we have a podcast you can listen to, Video Game Town Hall, and then we also have a Patreon at videogame.town/donate, and you can get a bonus podcast. So instead of an average of 4 a month, you get an average of 5 a month. It's pretty cool. It's pretty nice, and we would appreciate any money you have, any money you're willing to give us. We also have a Ko-fi, so if that's your thing, definitely check that out. Jared, safe travels. We'll
Thank
record again someday. But until then, bye bye.
Bye bye.